don't know if you know that this is one of those contaminated buildings that are out there.
Okay.
Okay. Firefighters at 1010 have gotten sick. Guys that came onto the force after.
No comment, no comment.
After 9/11?
After 9/11. Okay. CWA, a lot of the guys who were down there,
2 days?
people got sick. And this building is sicker than any of the buildings that are around here.
Really?
They're not telling anybody.
Basically, right after the 9/11 towers came down, the administrator of EPA at the time, Christy Todd Whitman herself, was lying to the public.
In the early press releases, I believe her first press statement would have been on September 13th, a telephone interview with the New York Times, and then followed by an official press release dated September 14th. It used words such as, "We can reassure the public that the air is safe to breathe, the water is safe to drink."
And at the time she said that, we didn't have any data on which to base it. She was just giving people false reassurances.
And we questioned that right away, especially the fact that our office, it took us about 2-3 days to get back to New York. Even upon walking out of the subway, I saw people coughing and spitting up, and some even spitting up blood, in front of me.
I was there on 9/12 early in the morning, and it was a thick air like I have never seen before. It wasn't even air. It was almost like you were walking through a snowstorm of debris. It was very thick. You knew it wasn't healthy.
Shortly thereafter, we started getting all sorts of data that said the air was not safe to breathe, and yet they kept repeating this.
Information started coming out, tests and studies indicating the hazards of the contamination. By September 27th, the Environmental Protection Agency knew that the dust was highly caustic. It was as caustic as ammonia. Some of it was as caustic as oven cleaner, possibly as caustic as drain cleaner, and they never told the public.
And we could just see and smell that there was a problem. Someone that works for the city got us down fairly close to the site, and we actually grabbed samples, and our samples came up with 2.6% asbestos, which is way above the 1% level, which is determined whether something is hazardous or not.
In fact, the air was hazardous for many, many months, and all those tons of hazardous material were lodged in people's homes, in their offices, where in many cases they still are today.
We learned later that the press releases the EPA was putting out had been doctored by the White House, by the White House Council on Environmental Quality, which took out the warnings. So people were being lured back into their homes and businesses to be poisoned.